I would like to start off by saying that this isn't a toast. It's not a spill. A little bit of a speech, a little bit of a sermon. I'll start off by saying that I wrote this at 5 a.m. this morning, so I'll be staring at the paper a lot. So don't expect me looking in your eyes or anything. Okay. A month or so back, Linda had asked me to write the vows to her wedding ceremony, and at the time, I was more than happy to oblige. But as things go, I had a mental digression, what I call simply the blues, and didn't feel in the right state of mind to say what I felt needed to be said without it sounding forced at the time. So I wrote this at 4 this morning on a whim with just a few words for the newlyweds and hopefully something for the oldyweds as well. I'd like to remind you all that this is my first speech ever recited, so if my segues aren't as smooth as, say, President Obama's, just chalk it up to actual sincerity. I'll begin with love, a 4-letter word, often used to describe feelings of affection, and too often said in haste, without any clear understanding of what the word means to the individual saying it, let alone the person that it's being said to. Too often it is mistaken for infatuation. If you're unclear what this is what Ariel felt when she saw the buff Prince Charming on the beach from afar, and wanted to sell her soul for a chance to cuddle up against him. That's propaganda, kids. Don't buy into it. Love, on the other hand, is very much a real thing. It is, at its core, a choice, one made every morning, whether consciously aware or otherwise, to continue to love or not to love the person that we chose to be beside. Love is, even deeper still, the fundamental struggle of mankind. Beyond the pleasures of the flesh, it displays simply our will to coexist. In a world of billions upon billions of people, we find ways every day to coexist with someone we will never, no matter how in time we might be with their inner metronome, truly know heart and soul. All of us, whether by the age-old argument of nature versus nurture, had some idea of what love would mean to us for years to come instilled in us at birth. For some of us it was simple. For others I believe the term might always have a question mark at the end of it. But whether it was by witnessing the uncanny beauty of our parents' love outlasting the recessions and endless obsessions of the technological boom, or by the fairy tales and Hollywood starlets we watched swoon in wide lens and horrific close-ups throughout our youth. Whichever way we learned it regardless. All I ask is that we all understand that at its heart, love means simply to coexist. So when you're laying in bed one night, with the hot coal that once burned furious and bright in your heart feeling reduced to a low simmer, and it seems all those idealistic visions you once had for your lover or spouse have turned into vapor of the memory. When all the wants and changes you had in mind for yourself and your partner are reduced to ash, and nothing but the true human being laying there next to you, with all their misgivings and idiosyncrasies more prominent than ever, I ask that you close your eyes and weigh the pros and cons in your mind. Are all the simple obsessions, needless worry, and all too natural doubt more important than what is right beside you in all their God-given glory, as hideous or as beautiful as they may come? Coming from a kid who has barely spanned the length of the East Coast and doesn't know shit from Shinola, this might sound absurd, but I assure you, if we can all drop the ego for but a moment, leave behind the pet peeves and the insidious thoughts that come with them, and look at the person we love in a brand new light, objective and perfect with no judgment from either side, I promise, you will not only learn more about yourself, but the person you claim to once understand, heart and soul, will bloom again like the very first day you met them. Unlike most, I was fortunate enough to be born with 3 mothers. I will always be grateful and blessed to count you among them, Linda. Congratulations to both of you. May you coexist together happily ever after. I love you both.